Hello and welcome to this switch teardown. Today we're going to be looking at Hi-Tek 725 series switches and how to lube them and properly clean them. So for this we're going to be needing just a pair of pliers to be pulling the switch apart. Now at the top and the bottom of the switch there are two actual contact points that lock the actual switch into the switch housing. So we need to bypass those with the pliers. In order to actually pull the switch apart, there is two points where the keycap latches onto. We're going to be looking and pulling on that point there. So we're just going to take our pliers, grab the switch, and pull directly straight up there. So now that we have the actual slider off from the slider housing, you can see that we have the two contact hands, the actual spring, and the center post, which needs to be lubricated. So next we're going to show you where to lubricate in the actual switch slider, because that is where we're going to put the lube, not on the actual post in the center. Okay, so we're going to be talking about the actual lubing process of this slider. First, I would ultrasonic clean them. This little bar here is what separates the hands in the Space Invader switches. Now, generally if they get quite dirty, you can put them in an ultrasonic cleaner on lukewarm temperature with just dentistry tablets, and that will clean that up quite a bit and make it a lot smoother. That's what I did on a couple of my boards. For these 3 points here and then the center round cylinder, I would lube all of that just because it gets in contact with the actual center post on the switch constantly, and for that I just use general keyboard lube, which you can pick up for roughly about $5 USD, and that normally works out quite well. The reason that we didn't pull the switch apart outside of the keyboard is because it's too hard to actually put it back together and pull it apart due to the excessive amount of force needed to get it over these clips right here, which you couldn't have seen before. These are what holds the actual switch into the bottom housing. So next we'll show you how to put the switches back together and then make sure that it works. So to reassemble the switch, all you need is your finger and the actual switch slider itself. So you have the spring in and the contact leaves. You want to make sure you place the switch over the contact leaves and the spring, wiggle the hands apart, and then you want to use your index finger just to push straight down like that, so both click, and now the actual switch operates properly. So that you can see that the actual contact hands separate still, and when the switch is pressed now that they connect. So after that we can just use the board like normal and test and make sure that the switch works.